we have here today one of the female boxers who represents USA and Mexico, Angelica Mokoshli Rascon. Welcome. Thanks for joining us in this interview. How do you feel?
Hi, thank you, Kristen, to inviting me on this interview to speak about my career, boxing career. So thank you.
Yes, first of all, I can see that you are a great and good-looking female fighter. My question is like, why would you be a model or you become a model in order that probably you be modeling clothes, shoes, sneakers, and you choose boxing? What was the reason that you choose boxing in your life?
Thank you. I choose boxing because my father was a boxer. He had a dream that one of my brothers practice boxing.
Yeah.
But no, my brother doesn't like practice, so I told my dad, hey, take me for 1 month to get to lose weight. Lose weight, and I stayed. I saw that I have talent. My coach told my dad, your daughter like boxing, and your son no. So it's why I'm decided just to lose weight.
Oh, that's great. So you went with your dad. You told your dad, okay, take me to the gym. Just for 1 month, I want to try boxing because boxing is a sport where I can see that it might gonna help me to lose weight. So and then after that you started practicing and I think you realize that you have skills and then you said, okay, I think I'm gonna go for boxing. That's great. As I mentioned you before, you could have become a model, very good looking and beautiful female fighter. You're welcome. And but tell us, right now you're basically training. You are undefeated fighter, zero. You have 10 wins, no losses. What's your goal or your purpose in order to conquer more achievements and get all these goals done?
Well, I stopped my career for 2 years. I come back February 20, and I have a cut in my face, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna fight. I come back for a fight after 2 years, but I want to fight. Step by step. But I want the division 180. That is Luna. Luna.
Sí,
and
yes.
Jamilet Mercado 122 is the titles WBC that I want.
So you're basically looking for seeking to have an opportunity and challenge Jamilet Mercado because she's the one who carries the WBC belt, and I bet you that it's gonna happen if you continue being the way you continue working and pursuing your dreams. What can I say? I mean, this is the sport that you choose, and as we can see, you show us the scar that is in your forehead, right, almost close to your hair. But I think you love the sports, and at the end of the day, you said, okay, I want to just continue this. This cut that I have in my forehead is not gonna stop me, and I think it motivates you more. How motivate you feel right now in these cases that right now, okay, you're facing opponents that eventually working hard and makes more a little difficult your career, but we living in an era that right now the pandemic has affected everything. How does it work for you? Do you train at home? Do you train at the gym? How does you manage this situation?
Yeah, the pandemic affect everybody, but I never stopped boxing. I came here to Seattle. I'm living in Seattle, Washington now, so I didn't stop. Now I'm with Team Bedvidez, so I'm training over there. I have like 2 months there, and also I want to make fights in Mexico about everything that's happened for COVID. I want to support Mexican fighters in Ciudad Juárez, Chihuahua. So Mokushle have a promotion, so it's Mokushle promotion that my father had.
Oh, great. That's a great thing that you actually wanna support Mexican fighters. You wanna support whoever comes and reach out to you guys and your father also as well. But could you tell us what is more about right now the company or the movement that all of you are doing? Is it just something that really you guys want to help people that eventually for some fighters it's hard to find a gym, a promotions. What's the purpose exactly for all of this?
For Mokushle promotion,
Yes.
we want to support because they don't fight since 2020. They don't have fights, and this year is the same. So I think we need to fight. We need to fight more, and it's why we want to support these boxers.
Oh, that's great. It's great to hear you are involved in this. So tell me about the promotion, the I mean the company that exactly you are working with your father, along with your father, and for the fight fans, can you explain us what does it mean this name that you guys choose, Mokoshli or something like?
I told I don't know if you have seen that movie, The $1 Million Baby. Have you seen?
I don't think so, but
With
I
Clint
will watch.
Clint Eastwood y Hilary Swank. Uh, she make a movie from boxing,
Hmm.
and I loved that movie. When I was 15 years, I saw that movie, and I told my dad, if one day I'm professional, I'm gonna put like the same name of that movie. So Mokushle was the name of the girl who fight.
So basically, that you choose a name from a movie and a character that eventually this character inspire you to say, "Hey, if you, one day I want to become a boxer, I want to choose the nickname or the name that actually this person is he carries in her life." And basically, once again, you are a very good looking, beautiful woman. With all due respect to you, I always said it to every female fighter. Why you ladies choose to do boxing instead of, I guess, become a model, wearing clothes, modeling, shoes, sneakers, all these things that female does. But eventually, you took a pair of gloves and you said it. I want to become a boxer. You mentioned that you are with Benavides. Right now, Benavides is looking forward to have a fight with Canelo Alvarez. Let's say, because right now Canelo Alvarez hasn't made a challenger who is Billy Joe Saunders. He's a champion, and it will be champion versus champion. But I know Benavides wants to fight Canelo. If this fight happens, who you think it has the chances to win? Can you break down this fight if it happens?
Well, Canelo is for me, I think is one of the best boxer in the world. And Canelo and also David Benavidez. He's strong, he's intelligent. I think that fight will be a war. But I just gonna say the best is gonna win. So
It's good to know because I know fight fans and boxing fans and of course analysts they've been talking about these fights. But eventually Canelo has right now the in front someone in front of him who is Billy Joe Saunders. And let's say Billy Joe Saunders brings his best performance, but in this case I think Canelo is preparing for that. In the case of seeing Canelo Alvarez, he says that he wants all the belts, but he's not only fighting for that; he's fighting for making his name well known and write history in the books where someone later on remember, oh, Canelo did this, Canelo did that. What do you think about his name right now that eventually is a marketing name? He sells fights. What do you think about that he represents Mexico and he's one of the most wanted fighters right now that everyone wants to fight him? What do you think about Canelo Alvarez?
I'm proud of Canelo. He represents Mexican fights, and he's one of the best. I say, or the best boxer in Mexico. And before, I have to tell, before I don't like Canelo before, but now for me, he's the best boxer. And he's smart, he's intelligent. Is why Canelo is where he is because he's intelligent and he knows how to have his career. So I admire Canelo and also David. David is young. David is 24 years, so he wants the opportunity, and everybody wants the opportunity. If Canelo gives the opportunity to David, I think that's gonna be a great fight.
I agree with you. It's gonna be a great fight, and hopefully happens. Hopefully this fight takes place no later more than 3 years because I know Canelo, as he mentioned, he wants all the belts, and in front of him he has Billy Joe. He has to prepare for this fight May 8th. If he come up victorious from this one, the next one it will be Caleb Plant, and after that he goes for whoever is in front and whoever carries the title. So I think these fights are great, and we can't wait to see it. But when it comes from you, what else do you think in the female movement it needs to be addressed? Let's say an example. You ladies, I don't think you get paid well, the paycheck. What do you think is missing right here in order that we value yourself, in order that the promoter or someone else pay you a little bit more?
For girls,
Yes.
yeah, I think we don't earn the same that the guys. They make more money than us, but we are talking about that because we fight 1 minute less. We fight for 2 minutes for round, and they fight for three. So I know they're gonna change later the rounds. And the women boxing here in the United States is more. Every time they put a fight from women, so I think that women do better show that men. In Mexico, there are a lot of women's boxing women's. In Mexico, there are more fights also. But I saw that fight for Siniesa Estrada. She looks good. She won one of the paisanas, Mexican girl. But she looks very good. So I think every fight help every day to the girls get more money.
More money. Yes, that's great to hear your comment, your opinion, because at the end of the day, I feel like, as you mentioned, with all due respect to every guy out there, every boxer out there, females and women's boxing is really interesting to me. I find very interesting because I've been there in the fights. I be witnesses of Clarissa Shields, Christina Hammer, and Heather Hardy, Amanda Serrano, and Alicia Napoleon, and I forgot the other fighter's name. And I've been in some of the female fighters and female fights. I mean, and to me, it's impressive because makes the public, the audience, to step out of the seat and start yelling and hey, do it like this, do it like that. But I think it's great to hear that women's boxing is achieving more, and hopefully all of you ladies get paid well one day because I know you're not reaching yet this goal. But one day I hope for all of you to start, winning and earning more money, because I think all of you deserve that. For
Yeah, I think
mhm. Yeah.
I think that we gonna fight in Vegas. We need a fight in main events. Uh, and also we fight for 10 rounds. Maybe we're gonna get 2 rounds more like the men. It's gonna be 12 rounds. We can fight 12 rounds, 3 minutes. We train more than men. I think the women is more difficult because we have in my case I have a daughter. She's 10 years old. 10 years. So for me it's more hard everything that men.
I feel you, and all respect for all the ladies out there who, if they are together or they have a son, daughter, and relationship, or maybe they're married. All of you ladies sacrifice this. I'm not saying that men doesn't sacrifice. It does, but I think the women's deserve more value, because why? Because the man only comes. I mean, he works basically, but female female is like 20. I consider it like this, is 24/7 the job. He never done, he never is be finished. So all of you so all of you deserve the respect, and hopefully we value, because I mean, as much as me and I could do, I like to support women's boxing, and I'm glad that you brought it up, all these things, because it needs to be addressed, and it needs to be changed for all of you, and especially for those people that you mentioned. There are female fighters here in Mexico, and I bet you in the US there are too, and it needs to get pay more good, and the purse could be much better, and maybe one day there will be a show that only female fighters, or maybe that will be the main event, as I mentioned, Clarissa Shields and Christina Hammer. I remember that was the main event, and it was great. I was there, I was a witness. It was great. They performed very well, very great. I take off my hat in front of both of them, and they gave us a great fight. Over here, the winner was Clarissa Shield. Congrats, by the way. I can say that the Christina Hammer did and performed well, but it wasn't enough. So the night was for Clarissa Shield, and I think this is a great thing for women's boxing, because they bring excitement, and it's great for the sports. Before we wrap it up, this interview, um, what's the message that you would like to bring for fight fans, for all your supporters, and the public in general? Could you tell us?
Oh yeah, but I just gonna say that never never stop dreaming, soñando,
Mm-hmm.
and continue for your goals. Everything can be if you want. And I'm here. I want to be a world champ. Follow me in Facebook, Angelica CUISHLE RASCON, and Instagram, Sexy Mocushle. And I love boxing. This is my life. And I don't know if you know about me. I like dress different, be a different kind of boxer. I always dress in that way, and during the fight different. And I want to be a legend, not just a world champ. I want to be a legend, and I know that will happen.
It's great, and I wish you the best, because you're mentioning right now you're not only want to write history, but you also want to be a legend, write history in order to become one day a legend, and so people remember you, like, oh, remember this female fighter, she brought this type of fight, she was like this, and she also got dressed like different costumes, like a Indian
Aztec
person,
Warrior, that's the last one. Aztec Warrior.
the Aztec warrior.
Selena, I did Selena before also. And yeah, I love to dress this kind of style.
It's great that you represent this culture. It's great that you also dress up in different characters and bring in all this culture, because at the end of the day I think it's good, and I'm glad that you do that, because you're not ashamed to dress up like with braids or whatever custom you gotta use. So it's a great thing that you bring in the sports. And I just, like as I mentioned you, I want to say thank you for having me, and this give me this opportunity to speak to you right now, because we living in a hard times. We got to do it over the phone, over the camera, but one day we will, and we gonna gather together so we could see each other and enjoy again this movement. So fight fans, boxing fans, please give it a follow on her Instagram, and stay tuned for more stories and when the time she will be fighting soon. Thank you again, Angelica. Appreciate for your time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miami. Thank you. Bye, guys.